Shalom Akim, Shalom Akwathim. Call Halal Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rakak Radash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. It's your brother Bon Im from the GMS Saints of Atlanta Camp. And if you're my age or older, you might be able to recall the infamous interview that the now retired NBA player Allen Iverson gave as to where he scoffed and mocked at the idea of practice. And I'm going to say this while it's on the forefront of my mind to say, as those of us who are in this truth, ye men of Israel, the scriptures tells us, and I'm going to loosely paraphrase this here, to strive for the masteries. You know, it tells us to practice these things, right? The laws, the statutes, the commandments, brotherly love, being charitable, and so forth. It commands us to rehearse these things, to immerse ourselves in them, so that all may see what? Our progress. Never scoff or mock at the idea of practice. Now, of course, YouTube, I'm going to utilize this short here. Under the Fair Use Act, again, fair use. Let's get right into it, and I'll chime in momentarily.
Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for.
Now, if you remember, Allen Iverson did receive the MVP, but he never received the championship trophy. Now, this man said he would die for it, and he did all of this to attain a perishable crown. But we're doing all of these things to obtain what? An imperishable crown, right? But let's continue. I'll let this play again.
And play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We talking about practice, man. We talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We talking about practice, man.
Now let's stop there. Let's come out of this, right? Because the Apostle Paul advised us otherwise. Consider what he wrote to the Israelites that were living in Philippi in Philippians chapter 4, verse 9. And it tells us, what you have learned and received and heard and seen in me. Meaning what? The Apostle Paul put the same things into practice. It goes, reading on, it tells us, practice these things, and the power of peace will be with you. Let's go to the definition of practice in the etymon online. And I'll jump around a bit because I'm a little short on time. It tells us practice means to follow or employ a course of action, to do, put in action, or practice. Let me jump down here. It tells us to carry on a profession, especially medicine. Also to do or perform repeatedly or habitually with the object of acquiring skill. Because remember, we're wielding what? The scriptures, which is likened unto a double-edged sword. We want to become like what? Master swordsmen. To learn by repeated performance. Continuing on, it reads to perform, work at, exercise. Continuing down a little bit further, it reads perform certain acts repeatedly to train one's self. Let me come out of this here, right? Let's go to 2 Timothy, Salakia, 1 Timothy, chapter 4. Let me go back a verse. Chapter 4, verse 15 and 16. It reads, be diligent in these matters. Give yourself wholly to them, so that everyone may see your progress. Let me read that again in the English Standard Version. It tells us to practice these things. Immerse yourself in them, so that all may see your progress. Reading on, verse 16. Watch your life and doctrine closely. Persevere in them, because if you do, you will save both yourself and your hearers. I'm going to share this with you, Akim. You never know the dramatic effect you're having on those around you. So when you're practicing these things, you're not only saving yourself, you're saving those that are watching and listening to you as well. Remember this, in the book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 11, it tells us this. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water. What's the noise of the archers? The noise of the archer is the nuclear missiles that's going to hit America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great. And the noise in the places of drawing waters, that's us being yet this day in our captivity. It reads, there they shall rehearse the righteous acts. I'll read it again. They shall rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. And the Lord in all caps is Yahweh, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of the villages of Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. And I'll give you one more and we'll finish here. In 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 1, 2 Peter Salakia, chapter 1, verse 5 through 10. It reads, fruitful growth in the faith. Listen closely, it tells us, but also for every reason, giving all diligence. Add to your faith virtue, to virtue knowledge, to knowledge self-control, to self-control perseverance, to perseverance godliness, to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness love. For these things are yours and abound. You will neither, Salakia, you will be neither barren or unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. For he who lacks these things are short-sighted, even to blindness, and has forgotten that he was cleansed from his old sins. Verse 10 is the point. Therefore, brethren, be even more diligent, practicing, rehearsing these acts, right? To make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you will never stumble. You will never fall, but you have to practice. We cannot be these Allen Iverson Jakes in this truth, all right? Never shun at the value of practicing the righteous acts. Call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.